Good morning, students. This is your geography lesson, and in this lesson, we are going to discuss about benefits of developing the transport system. Let's get started. You are required to open page number 216 and read and understand this point properly. Students, there is a wide range of economic benefits conveyed by transportation systems. Some direct, some indirect, and some induced multiplier and opportunities. They are impacting transport supply and demand as well as the economy. What are the direct impacts? The direct benefits are mostly related to capacity and efficiency improvements that impact users and operators, particularly in terms of time and costs savings. Corporations involved in the provision of transport services earn an income and are paying wages to their employees. And what are the indirect impacts? The indirect benefits are mostly related to accessibility, gains, and better economies of scale, while employers and the retail sector gain better access to labor or customers, the customers of freight transport services derive some productivity gains that are the outcome of better transport service. Landowners also usually derive higher rents from the increasing intensity of passenger and freight traffic taking place in the vicinity. vicinity. Both passenger and freight traffic also convey additional demands for goods and service, maintenance. Freight related activities also benefit from a wide range of suppliers for its inputs and markets for its output. Induced impacts. The induced benefits are mostly related to economic multipliers and increased opportunities. Society benefits from increased mobility. Such individuals have a wider range of options for their activities and the associate social opportunities. An economy usually becomes more competitive, attractive, new and expanded economic activities, and has more complex distribution networks. As this level transportation becomes a factor in promoting economic competition. Benefits of developing the transport system. Development of transport system can bring enormous benefits. If the transport is developed, they can bring enormous, grand, various benefits from the economy for the economy of Pakistan. From figure 11.30, you may note that the role of transport for the development of a country can be classified into three categories: economic, social, and political. In economic, mobility of labor, increase in trade, balanced economic growth, link between rural and urban area, geographical specialization, more income to the state, price stability, extension of settlement. And what are the political benefits? Maintenance of law and order, promotes defense, political awareness. And what are the social benefits? Increased social welfare, culture, interaction, spread of education. From an economic point of view, an efficient transport system brings additional buyers and sellers into contact with each other, resulting in expansion of trade. If we have a look on economic point of view, if the roads and transport system is smooth, roads are connecting the vast areas together, there will be there will be a rate of additional buyers and sellings into contact they will easily contact each other. The buyers and sellers will be able to connect and to contact each other easily. There will be growth in economy as a result of their effort, as a result of this action. There will be increment and development in the economic growth. With the development of transport, rural and urban areas come into contact. Surplus agriculture goods are transported to the cities and manufactured goods moved to the villages. So, if the transport system is available and transport system is fast, there will be facility for the farmers, rural areas and rural farmers to bring their products and their goods to the cities, to the markets. If they want to sell their products, if they want to sell agriculture goods to the market, it will be easy access for the farmers to come to the remote areas, to come to the cities, because if there is link roads and link areas between rural and urban areas, there is smooth transportation system between rural and urban areas, it will be very useful for the farmers. As a result, they will move fast to the cities and they will earn their income. As side by side, it will be easy for the rural people to take manufactured goods to the villages. An efficient transport system also leads to a specialization in production, which enlarges production and reduces cost per unit. Rural areas specialize in the production of agricultural goods and urban areas in industrial goods. By means of transport, agricultural goods are supplied to urban areas and industrial goods to rural areas. If the roads are built to link rural and urban areas, so it will be easy movement for the rural people to come to the cities to sell their products, to sell agriculture goods and earn money. Similarly, it will be easy for the urban people, for the people of the city to take industrial goods to rural areas, sell them and earn money. Transport also helps in mobilizing the workforce, particularly from rural to urban areas. This reduces extra pressure on land and unemployment in the villages. So, if there is a network of roads, transport as railways and motorways, they can access to the remote areas easily. People will happily move from their lands to the other areas, to the urban areas as well. If there is unemployment in the rural areas, in the remote areas, people will migrate from there to earn their livelihood into the cities. So, in this connection, transport system or developing transport system is very necessary because it will decrease unemployment and burden in the rural areas. Well developed transport opens up investment opportunities in less developed areas. For example, in accessible areas, e.g., Balochistan, Plateau, Western mountains could be developed economically. As you know very well that Balochistan is a rugged land. There are huge mountains and there are rocky and steep land, so it is not easy to move to Balochistan and to have access to Balochistan. If there is a road facility here, if there is proper network of road, so the exporters and the other businessmen can move to Balochistan easily. So development and well developed infrastructure is necessary in that area. Mineral wealth of the more remote regions could be explored, extracted, and sold. For example, after the construction of RCD highway, which passes through Noshki, Dalbandin, and Nok Kundi, southwestern Balochistan, work on mineral exploration has been started by a government and multinational companies. So far, the minerals explored in this area are copper, marble, and iron ore. Students, you know very well that Pakistan is blessed with natural resources, and Balochistan is such a province that is enriched with minerals and natural resources. The land is filled with natural resources. So, as I have told you already, that Balochistan is a place that is on rugged land. There are steep and rough and tough mountains located here, so it is not easy to access that area. If there is proper management, respect to transport system is working there, if the management is working there, and if there is development in this sector, so we can get benefits from the minerals. We can go there, the people research team can go there to find out natural resources and minerals from the mountains of Balochistan. As a result, our economy will be developed, and we will be independent country economically. Expansion and improvement of roads encourage industrial and agriculture growth, which in turn encourage new settlements. In eastern Punjab, the rail and road networks are the most developed. Students' roads network to different areas also increase industrial and agriculture growth. As roads are smooth and developed, and people can move there from their places easily, the investors are also encouraged to settle industries in that areas. Similarly, if we look an agriculture point of view, farmers can take their products to the cities and sell them. In a result, their economic status will be upgraded. Developed roads also encourage the farmers to take seeds from the markets. And if they face problem in this matter, they will not move to city to sell products, as food supply will be short in the country. Area along the rivers have become centers of agricultural production. More people are attracted to this area, and a number of collecting and distributing centers for agricultural products have developed. Along the roads and rail tracks, many industrial estates have also been established. So, within the national highway, many industries are built because suppliers can take their goods or products easily to the buyers, to the markets. Similarly, we see different collecting centers near the main roads. People have easy access through the railway network and through the road network to reach to their job place, to the industries where they do jobs. The above economic activities which encourage the use of resources can bring greater economic prosperity through an increase in employment opportunities. Students, if people will have better opportunities to move from place, they will definitely move. A rise in GDP, gross domestic product. Domestic products are also very important. In Pakistan, most of the women work at home and earn money. They are supporting their husbands and their parents as well. If there are modern means of transportation, they will come out to sell their products. The opening of new markets. Number 3 point is the opening of new markets. Students, it is experienced that people move to developed areas, the areas that are economical attractive, where they can establish their business. Settlement of new markets also depend on developed transport system. A general rise in living standards of the people. With the link of road, people of rural areas come to advanced areas to sell their products. In this case, they earn money. When they earn money, they upgrade their lifestyle as well. From a social point of view, transport helps to spread education. For example, students could travel to distant educational institutions. Students, as fast transport can take the students to their destination quickly. On the other hand, they have to stuck to their areas. As people of different areas come into contact with each other, cultural interaction increases and promotes unity. If different peoples of different areas come together, they will exchange their ideas, they will exchange their thought, and with the collaboration of their thought and thinking, there will be unity among the nation, among the people. This helps to reduce prejudices, unfavorable points, and hatred. If the people will come closer to each other, their unfavorable points and negative points will be decreased. If transport facilities are available, government and social welfare agencies can more easily carry out their plans to improve health standards, education, and general awareness of the people in more remote areas. Students, it is experienced that people hesitate to move to remote areas due to the unavailability of roads. There is not there are not proper network of roads that link to remote areas, so people do not go there easily. If there is a proper pattern, a proper network of roads available between the cities and rural areas, officers, managers, and government people also prefer to move to that areas, and they will promote education and general awareness among the people of that areas. Politically, an efficient system helps the government to maintain law and order even in remote areas. Speedy remedial measures could be taken to tackle a problem. If there is any problem, if the area is suffering from disease or natural epidemic, uh, government can easily move to that area. They can easily have access to that area and solve the problem there. This helps to promote close contact between the government and the people. In this connection, people and government will come more closer, more close. So students, this is your lesson for today. Thank you for listening. Take care. Allah Hafiz.